Hello, and welcome back to Football Fever. This is week 7, and we will be going over the scores from week 7 as well as giving predictions for the next week. As always, I'm Arav,
And I'm Ben.
and let's get started. Okay, first game of the week, Thursday night football. We got the Broncos at the Browns. Of course, Baker out in this one. Case Keenum starting. Uh, Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt were also both injured. So third string running back Ernest Johnson was starting. The Browns narrowly win this one 17-14. Um, I mean, they did well considering half their team was injured or all their good people, Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt. In my opinion, the highlight of that offense is the dynamic duo of Chubb and Hunt. Ernest Johnson really stepped up though. I think around 140 yards, one touchdown. Case Keenum also stepped up to the plate. Backup quarterback delivered, was able to get the win over the Broncos. Um, if you picked up Ernest Johnson in fantasy like I did, you were happily what's it called? You were probably pretty happy. 24 points, pretty good showing. He was a risky pick, but I am glad I picked him. Anything to say about this, Ben?
Yeah, I was just really disappointed by the Broncos defense in the first half. Just on their first drive, the Browns they just drove down the field and scored a touchdown right away, and it's just disappointing that the Broncos they started out 3-0. They just lost four straight, but um, I mean, I'll probably contribute that to another lack of the run game in this one. Only 14 total carries by the Broncos all game, only 41 yards mustered. So, um, I mean, I think they should really just start Javonte Williams over Melvin Gordon. He's just been playing pretty well overall, I would say. Just more yards per carry, and like the way he looked, he just looked better than Melvin Gordon against that Browns defense.
Um, I think we put the Broncos like too high. We're overrating them, to be honest. Yes, they started off 3-0, but they're the Broncos. I mean, like
They have like good players though. Their
not
talent level is
really.
like pretty
They have.
above average.
I'll give them credit. They're an average team, but people were making them out to be a lot better of a team than they actually are.
I don't know if
Teddy
Jerry
Bridgewater
Judy can come
is an
back.
average QB at best, and that's my
Jerry Judy, I think he's coming back soon.
yeah. As soon as Jerry Judy comes back, hopefully that offense gets a much needed boost. But even with him, I think they're subpar. I don't know. Like it's looking bright for them, but they need a better quarterback.
Hmm.
Their defense is solid. They Cortland Sutton, most underrated wide receiver in the league, in my opinion, doesn't really give the credit he deserves for as good as he is. That's my opinion, but I think they have a good team. They just are missing a few points that would make them a very good team, quarterback specifically. But anyways, next game, Washington football team at the Packers. Um, what do you got for this one?
Uh, I mean, not much to say about this. Like, it's the Washington football team, man.
You were expecting it, to be honest.
Wait, what did you say?
I was expecting this. I wasn't
You
expecting.
was, I mean, you weren't expecting it?
I was.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
it's just the the football team, man. You
Aaron
know,
Rodgers was playing really well. Saw that crossbody throw. That was crazy. The Devontae Adams for the touchdown. I mean, the Packers are looking like really good. They're looking like a very
looking
good
prime
team.
to lose in the NFC Championship.
Hopefully they don't lose again in the NFC Championship like last year for the Bucks. But I mean, as of now, it looks like they're gonna end up getting back to that point. Um, talking about next week, uh, against the red hot Arizona Cardinals, the Packers might lose that
That
one.
is gonna be a great game.
But I don't know because Aaron Rodgers' entire wide receiver core is on COVID list.
Oh
Um,
yeah, Adams.
Devontae, Marquez Valdez, I think, right?
MVS.
Who else? There's one more.
Lazard might
Yeah,
be
Alan
injured.
Lazard was Alan. No, I don't think he was injured. I think he.
COVID.
Yeah, I think he
Randall
also
Cobb's
got
gonna
it.
have to step up.
Yeah, but Randall Cobb is no. Aaron Jones is gonna have to step up. That Packers defense is gonna have to stop the Cardinals. I
Yeah,
mean,
but it's not like
J.J.
the
Watt
Lions
is
defense where
starting.
you can just like run screens like in checkdowns every play to get yards.
Anyways, next the game that we're gonna be scrutinizing the most this week: Chiefs at the Titans. And you want to go ahead and talk about this one?
This was just complete, just horrible performance from the Chiefs in this game. And the offense, what they're known for, they could not do anything. And they only a field goal mustard. And the defense played, I mean, relatively
This goes
worse.
back to what I've been saying. The Chiefs, they're an offensive heavy team. If their offense can't show up, then they're gonna lose the game because their
This
defense is
exactly
not good
proves
at
that
all.
point.
Their defense is not good at all. It's really not. I mean, like their entire thing is score more points than the other team. They rely too much on Patrick Mahomes. So when he has a bad day, they lose the game. And he had a bad day and they lost the game. And he's been having bad games and they've been losing as a result. I mean, like you need to focus more on your defense. You need to make sure your defense is good. That became apparent when they lost to the Bucks in the Super Bowl last year, when when Patrick Mahomes couldn't really do anything. Or like they were they were helpless really. I mean, because their defense couldn't stop the Bucks and their offense couldn't do anything against the Bucks, so they were kind of screwed. In this one, Patrick Mahomes could not do anything, and their defense just could not stop the Titans' offense. I mean, like they were able to somewhat stop Derrick Henry, all things considered. I mean, 30 carries, 86 yards. I mean, for any other running back, that might be good, but Derrick Henry's been on a tear this year. I'm not gonna say he's had a bad game, but just I think this is his first game under 100 yards. But I'm not attributing that to the Chiefs' defense. They didn't really do anything. When Derrick Henry has more throwing touchdowns than your starting quarterback, you know something's wrong. I
They
mean,
also just like let a bunch of yards on the passing game too.
a lot of turnovers by Patrick Mahomes. Intercept. He had two interceptions, I think, right?
One.
One, a
He
fumble
got
maybe.
hurt too.
Yeah, he got hurt.
He went
I
out
mean,
early.
the Chiefs that you need to like they need to figure something out because they're 3-4 right now and they do not look like they're. I'm not gonna. They're gonna make the playoffs. They will, but they need to figure something out. If they don't figure something out soon, then they're looking at a first round exit.
What they have to do is they cannot panic right now. They just gotta take
They
every
don't
day
have a
one
bad
game at a
record.
time.
They don't have a bad record at all. 3-4 is
Yeah.
okay, for the Chiefs. It's not where they
They're
should be, but I mean, it's not a bad record.
the same as what is it? Broncos in their division. Is what's the Chiefs
They just need to worry
or the
about the
Chargers?
Chargers. They need to worry about the Chargers. That's who they need to worry about.
Chargers are 4-2. So
Yes, but they also beat the Chiefs. So the Chiefs just need to.
yeah.
Patrick Mahomes needs to figure something out because he's the one that's been carrying this team the past couple of years. And if he's playing bad, the entire team is playing bad, and that's being shown apparent. Anyways, next game we got the Falcons at the Dolphins. You wanna talk about this one?
Um,
You know what's the game?
I did not watch this game, but I know that Calvin Ridley he did finally get a touchdown after missing the last 2 weeks, I believe, just
Kyle
because
Pitts
of a
had a
bye
great.
and like. But I don't know why he'd miss a London game.
Kyle Pitts had a great game. Finally, showing why he was a top pick in the NFL draft, proving all the haters wrong who said that the Falcons should not have gone that high with him. Um, I mean, yeah, I mean, he had a good game. He had some crazy catches. is some one-handed catch on the sideline, I think. I don't know. But he's kind of coming out of his shell. It was a statement. I mean, for the Dolphins, I don't really want to focus on the Falcons. I mean, they play good, yeah. I'm focused on the Dolphins. They uh, they need to step it up. I mean, they were 10-6 last season, and now they're 1-6. I mean, I don't really think two is the problem either. I think that just like he doesn't have a lot of weapons, to be really honest. He has Jalen Waddle, but I mean, like, I
I
don't
think
know.
Devontae Parker was out too.
Still,
So
like, he doesn't have a lot of weapons.
it was a close game too. Really,
Yeah, but it's the
yeah.
Falcons, and when you're coming off of a 10
Falcons
and
have a good team, man. I don't know. I
mm,
like Cordero Patterson, man. He's actually a good weapon.
I don't know. I just think the Dolphins need to
Yeah,
figure.
they shouldn't have. They lost to the Jaguars, so
Yeah, they lost to the Jaguars. Like, I mean,
I
come on, man.
think they just their like the game plan was sound. And like what did they like miss like a game-winning field goal or something? Like what happens?
Yeah, the Young Wei
Made a
Koo.
game
They
win.
got him. The Falcons set him up for a game-winning field goal, and he delivered.
Mhm. Yeah, they just need to close it out.
No, like
They can win
they're one and
games. They're
six.
not
Okay,
bad. They're
they're
not
not
bad though.
making the playoffs. After making the barely missing the playoffs, now you're not even gonna get close to making the playoffs. Like that, how does that work? I don't understand. Like I don't understand how that works.
Just I mean, what? Let me see what games they've played. Or let's see, they got here, beat the Patriots week 1 by 1 point.
Yeah,
Lost to the destroyed by the Bills. That was a good. Raiders lost by 3 in overtime. Colts lost by 10. Bucks lost, got destroyed. Jaguars obviously bad loss. Falcons another bad loss. So
just
I
bad
mean,
luck.
they pretty much had a bad schedule, like a really
They don't
tough
even
schedule,
have a
and
bad schedule. They're just a bad
they're just
team.
okay. The Jaguars loss is unexcusable, but the other ones are more excusable.
None of them are excusable. What do you mean?
I think they just got
I don't know.
they're not making the playoffs.
I just think the Dolphins need to play better.
They're not making the playoffs.
They're not making the playoffs. They're 10-6 or 1-6. The Patriots have a better chance of making the playoffs than them.
Mm.
Well, I mean, let's talk about the Patriots because that's I want to talk about them. They played really 54-13. They blew the Jets out. Zach Wilson with injury. Mac Jones. Mac Jones is proving that he was a better pick than Zach Wilson. Do you think Zach Wilson's a bust, or do you think it's too early?
It's definitely too early to tell him. Even though
Mm,
he did get benched in this game, right?
He got
I think
injured. He didn't get
he
benched.
got injured.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, that's what they
Yeah,
said.
it's definitely too early to tell, man.
They just traded for Joe Flacco too, which
Yeah,
makes no sense because they
Joe
just
Flacco.
traded him, or they didn't.
Didn't
They
they have
cut
him
him.
before?
Yeah, they had him, and then they decided not to re-sign him for agency or something. And he's not even going to be their starter this week. They're doing some white dude. I don't know what
Michael
last
White.
name's White. Last name's White. Not in a
I just,
derogatory way.
um, I just don't understand how you give a 54 points to the Patriots. Like, if it
They
was
played well. They played well.
2017, this would make sense, but it's
They
2021,
played
man.
well. You can't like
They did play well. like Damian Harris, 2 touchdowns, 14 carries, 106 yards. That is very impressive. But
Yeah.
you have to play defense. You have to. It's just embarrassing. 54 points in an NFL game.
I mean, it's the Jets. Like, we knew they were going to be bad, but
They have like Robert Saleh though, isn't he? He's like defensive mastermind.
you have a rookie head coach, rookie QB. And
That's true. They have like no talent
yes,
on
he was a
defense
good
besides like
defense coordinator in San Francisco, but the Jets defense is terrible.
they have like barely
I don't
any
know why
talent.
people put so much like faith in head coaches. Yes, a head coach can be good, but he can't turn a shit team into a good team overnight. Like,
They just had the Corey Davis move was like pretty good, but like defense.
you can't turn a shit team into a good team with one head coach signing and a rookie QB. Like, that's just the reality of it. You can't.
Mhm.
That's just the reality. You cannot turn a team like the Jets into a franchise team with a head coach signing and a rookie QB in the NFL draft. Like, you have to give it some time and you have to be able to get some more assets. It's a rebuilding process.
They
I mean, I'm not
basically
saying they should have lost 52 or 54-13, but like, still.
they're just they just these kind of teams they just look up to the Bengals and what they're doing.
Okay, the Bengals did it right. They did. They did they well, to be fair, they had a good team before Burrow
Yeah, they definitely wouldn't have done well if he didn't get
they had a
hurt.
somewhat decent team without Joe Burrow. But the addition of Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow, it really like solidified that team. Now they're a very good team. Joe Mixon also playing very well. I mean, they did it right. They did it gradually. They got better gradually, and now they're a good team. That's what the Jets need to do. I'm not saying you should have lost this bad to another franchise that's supposed to be rebuilding, but still. Anyways, next we got the Panthers at Giants. This was depressing. Um, I guess Sam Darnold was the problem. You know, he's kind of shit. You want to talk about this one, Ben?
He's just been having too many ups and downs, man. Like 1 week he goes off for like 3 touchdowns, 300 yards. The next he gets benched for an XFL QB. So mm, it's just disappointing again. Like the Broncos, Panthers, they started 3-0. They've lost 4 straight. It's disappointing, and like on offense especially, but I mean defense too. 25 points of the New York Giants. No Saquon, they have Devontae Booker, the former Raider. Mm, it's on both sides of the ball this game, but more so I would say the offense is a problem.
Yeah. Next we've got Bengals at the Ravens. We were just talking about this. Bengals are a good team. It was looking like a close game around the second half, 13-10. And then the Bengals just exploded for 28 points in the second half. Joe Burrow went off 460 yards, 3 touchdowns. Jamar Chase, 200 yards and a touchdown. He had that crazy, I think it was like 80, 70 something yards or something maybe, where he caught it and then there was like 4 defenders around him. He just did a move and then spin move and then just ran. That was crazy. Um, anyways, Jamar Chase, what's it called? Jamar Chase proving all the doubters wrong. Said that he was gonna bust after his somewhat poor preseason showing. Butterfingers. I mean, he's proving to be that piece that the Bengals were missing, that elite wide receiver. Um, Kind of reminds me of Justin Jefferson a bit. Uh, Also LSU wide receiver. That LSU connection showing. I mean, like that's just crazy. The Bengals are. I'm genuinely impressed, to be honest, that the Bengals have become such a good team and such a like they added Joe Burrow. And after his injury last year and their poor performance, I didn't think that they would have this kind of season this year, but prove me wrong. Jamar Chase proving to be that piece that they were missing, and Joe Burrow really stepping up. On the Ravens side, I mean, their offense was kind of poor, to be honest. But I mean, the Bengals' offense was just unstoppable. Even if they played better on offense, the Ravens, I don't think they would have. I don't think they would have been able to beat Bengals' offense.
Yeah, this was just a statement win by the Bengals. Mm, they're probably going to win the division now, I would say. And based on this win, I
I
think they
wouldn't say that yes yet. I think that they have a good chance of making the playoffs, but I don't know about winning the division just yet.
because really they're all in competition. I guess more
The
so the
Ravens, yeah, the
Ravens and the
Ravens are
Browns.
their only competition, but like
Yeah,
they won, yes, but I wouldn't bank it all on this. I mean, they also went toe to toe with the Packers.
yeah, they really should have won that game.
They should have won that game, but they didn't because the kicker.
They have like their defense is good. Their offense is insane now with Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
What do you think about Rashad Bateman coming as a rookie?
What do I think of who?
Rashad Bateman,
Yes, sir.
30 receptions, 80 yards, first game of the season for him, I think.
I mean, the Ravens. They have Hollywood Brown, right? And then
Yeah,
is he
Mark
wide receiver
Andrews,
two or what?
I guess so.
I mean, yeah. I mean, the Ravens need another wide receiver. I mean, they're kind of lacking on that department. I mean, Lamar has really made it work, but they're kind of lacking on that department, to be honest. Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to know. The Ravens, their entire roster is still like injured pretty much, right?
Who got hurt?
I don't know. I just remember like a bunch of players that hurt before the beginning of the season. I don't know if they're still hurt or not,
Hmm.
but I don't know. Maybe the Ravens will get a lot better once all their good players come back. I don't know who got injured exactly. I think it was defense people, but I don't know. Anyways, let's go to the next game. Eagles at the Raiders. You want to talk about this one?
Raiders came out with a win.
Raiders. Raiders.
Raiders.
Raiders.
Surprising win. I believe you picked the Eagles to win this one. I mean, Jalen Hurts, he played well. I would say fantasy wise, dude, 136 yards, 2 touchdowns. But again, man, they just don't pull it off in the end. Um, the Raiders, they continue to impress, man. Even without John Gruden, they've shown that they can just win without him. They don't need him. The team's good enough to do it. And with Darren Waller out, Foster Moreau on National Tight End Day, their leading receiver with the touchdown as well. So I mean, Derek Carr, he was 31 for 34, 323 yards, 2 touchdowns, and interception. And I'm just really impressed by the Raiders right now. No one expected them to be like better than the Chiefs or the Chargers, I would say this year. So they've already, or I don't know what to call it. They're outperforming expectations.
I mean, Derek Carr having an MVP season, in my opinion. I think he's like second or third in total passing yards. I think he's second in passing yards in the league. I mean, he's having a really good season. Proving the Raiders fans wrong, or just fans in general that we're saying he is the problem. He's obviously not the problem. Raiders are 5-2, having a good season. Uh, Lions at the Rams.
I mean, it was pretty close, man. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty close in the first half. It's just like the second half, man. Jared Goff can be pulled out. I mean,
Jared Goff. That's
I liked the long throw to what's it,
it.
DeAndre Swift. I heard about that.
No, it wasn't a long throw. It was DeAndre Swift
Just a running
was
yards after catch.
passing. He did everything. Jared Goff has got to be one of the worst possible quarterbacks I have ever seen in my entire life. I mean, he is so bad. Like, I was watching the game and I could not believe how far off his throws were. If the throws were like, if he was throwing more than 10 yards, he would always miss the wide receiver or whoever he was throwing to. He had Swift
Maybe he
open
was just
so
nervous. He was playing his old defense.
nervous my ass. You're an NFL QB. Don't get nervous. I don't care if you're nervous. Throw the ball. Like he played in the Super Bowl. How are you getting nervous playing against the Rams, bro?
Did lose in the Super Bowl.
I don't care. Jared Goff is so bad. Like you cannot be
What
an
were you
NFL
expecting
QB.
this season? What was your
I was
floor
I
for the
don't
Lions this
I
season?
knew he was bad when we traded for him, but this is a new kind of bad. Like we literally could have won this game. I'm not saying I'm not saying we should have, but we had a good chance of winning that game if Jared Goff can make his throws. He had that interception to Jalen Ramsey in the end zone. I don't know what he was doing. It was second and goal. It's 4 down territory. All we have to do is take our time and calmly throw it to someone. But he tries to force it and he throws it straight at Jalen Ramsey. Like, oh my god, he's so bad. The highlight of this game was Penei Sewell absolutely bodying Aaron Donald. I don't know if you saw that, but
I did not see that.
I enjoyed that.
What I did see was Cooper Cup's outstanding performance.
Dude, Cooper Cup is so annoying. 40 points in fantasy, bro. Like, oh, and it's the 1 week that I'm starting Sam Darnold as my QB, and he has Cooper Cup. It was so annoying, dude. I don't know what Cooper Cup is on. He's having an amazing
He's
season.
just he's always open, man.
He leads the league in touchdowns, receiving yards, and receptions. Like, oh, having amazing year. Anyways, next we got the Texans at the Cardinals. You want to talk about this one?
Yeah, so I mean, when I was checking fantasy, I was wondering how the Texans got 5 points. I don't know how safe you something, but I mean, this was to be expected, Again, it's the Texans.
They just traded Mark Ingram away to the
Saints.
to the Saints. Brandon Cook's not very happy about that one.
He wasn't?
No, he posted on Twitter or something with talking about how he was angry. I don't know exactly what he said, but he was angry.
Deshaun Watson, I don't know. He's probably, what do you say? He's probably going to Miami, right?
Who, Deshaun Watson?
Yeah.
No,
No.
probably not.
Cardinals, I guess they didn't really have to try. It was pretty nice to see Zach Ertz as a Cardinal get his first touchdown. National Tight End Day.
Fantasy. I'm glad about that.
Wait, what?
Start him in fantasy this week.
Oh yeah. The Cardinals, man, 7-0.
They're playing good. They are.
What if they end up being like the Steelers, man? They just lose in Green Bay.
I could see that, to be
You could
honest.
see that, really.
I could see that happening, to be honest. I don't think they'll lose to the extent that Green Bay did, but I could see them being like the Steelers and where they end up going on a cold streak.
Mm.
I don't think they will, but I could see it happening. I think what's gonna happen is they're gonna lose to his team here soon, but I don't think they're gonna go on a cold streak like the Steelers did. That's wishful thinking, Ben. Wishful thinking from a
It
Seahawks
is.
fan.
I kind of want the. I feel like the Rams deserve it more, even
I
though the
want the
Cardinals did
Rams
beat
to
the
win the
Rams.
Super Bowl just because of Stafford, though. Nothing else. Just because of Stafford. That's the only reason. Anyways, next we got the Bears with Bucks. Um, Brady threw his 600th touchdown. Mike Evans gave it away. If you remember that, that was pretty funny.
Why are people so mad about like he only got? Or I feel like he got like a Bitcoin or something too. But
You got a what?
like a
Well, do
Bitcoin.
you know how much that
It's like
thing like cost?
50,000.
Yeah, it was like that's a lot of money, and he just gave it away
Should
willingly.
probably give him like more than that.
Probably, but he was
Like
fine
his
with
whole
whatever.
life covered. No, how many just pays for his children, his whole generation of kids.
He was fine with what he got. I mean,
I don't know how Mike Evans had 3 touchdowns. Man.
yeah, Mike Evans went off. I think he had like 3 touchdowns in the first quarter. It was either the first quarter.
What?
I think it was the first half. That makes more sense. But
Yeah, they only scored 3 points in the second half.
yeah,
Justin Fields, man, 3 interceptions. Not what you
Justin
want to
Fields.
see.
I feel bad for him, to be honest. He's under so much pressure to be a good quarterback, but I mean,
There.
Nagy was pretty much forced to start him, and I mean,
Mm.
he's facing the repercussions right now. Justin Fields is under a lot of pressure on a very subpar team.
The Bears, they are 3-4 though. They do have a okay record. I would actually attribute that to the run game, man. Khalil Herbert, 18 yards, 100 yards, or 18 carries, 100 yards. Um, just the Bucks, they are like the defending Super Bowl champs, so they're expected to lose this one. So, I mean, if the Bears want to prove they can make the playoffs this year, they're just gonna have to beat the Packers,
Yeah, I guess.
which is pretty unlikely. Unlikely, but again, there's a lot of teams just rookie quarterbacks rebuilding. We talk about the
Do you
Jets.
think you should start a rookie QB if you draft him that high, or do you think it's better to just wait?
I like it. It really depends. Like with Joe Burrow, obviously they had to put him in. They didn't have like a veteran guy. But like with Patrick Mahomes, he had a Alex Smith. Alex Smith was obviously like he was pretty
But
good, but I guess
Joe Burrow's a different. Like he played so good.
he was the probably the best college quarterback I would say, like ever maybe.
Not ever, but I mean,
Just that season
in
was like
recent
insane.
history, let's say in recent history, I mean,
It's
like
improbable how good he was.
when you're draft, but like Justin Fields, I mean, he wasn't even a top.
Yeah,
Like he was a
okay,
lower.
that makes sense. But like Patrick Mahomes too.
Yeah, but Patrick Mahomes was different. He had Alex Smith, and he was also like he's also very like he's a very rare type of quarterback where
He's like a gunslinger kind of guy, but he had to like
he also had
he had to
so many
learn the role.
weapons. He had so many
Yeah.
weapons on his team.
I mean, the Bears, they don't really have receivers too. They just have Allen Robinson.
That Allen
And
Robinson and
Darnell
Justin
Mooney.
Fields are not playing good together at all.
Darnell Mooney. Like, just because they don't get reception.
Yeah, but like Allen Robinson and Justin Fields are not playing good at all.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick Mahomes, he was in sync with all of his wide receivers. He played really well. I mean, you can't compare him to Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is like a one in a million type of quarterback. Where you draft him in the mid first round,
He
and
wins
he
like
ends up being
MVP
that good.
his second year.
Yeah, and he almost won MVP his first
He
year.
almost goes to the
Rookie
Super
year, get
Bowl
MVP.
against Tom Brady. Almost beats Tom Brady in the AFC
Yeah, almost
Championship.
beats Tom Brady. Like that's a once in a lifetime QB, and you can't compare other quarterbacks to him. Anyways, let's go. Next, we got the Colts at the Niners. You want to talk about this one?
Yeah, so it was raining like the entire game, so the ball was like
Yeah,
pretty slippery. But the Colts, man, they got a pretty good win on Sunday night. Was there? No, that was against the Ravens. There was that like crazy fumble against Lamar. They almost got returned, but Michael Pittman, man.
Michael Pittman's good.
Michael Pittman, 4 receptions, 105 yards, and a touchdown. And like Jonathan Taylor too, 170 yards on the ground and a touchdown. Who was the best in the Colts and Titans? The Colts, if they're 3-4. I mean, obviously 49ers, they aren't what they used to be. Their running back for this game was Elijah Mitchell, coming in for another game. He did have a pretty good game, 18 yards, 107 or 18 carries, 107 yards, and a touchdown. But just the 49ers, man, they aren't the same anymore. Their defense isn't the same. They aren't as dominant. And Jimmy G, man, do you think Trey Lance deserves a spot right now?
I
They're
don't
two
think
and
so.
4. Should they risk it?
No, I don't think they risk it at all. Why would you
Nicholas
risk it?
Hammond. Jimmy, he threw 2 picks. 2 picks.
No, I don't even know what you do. But like, if they use him, they're not gonna actually like. I don't know.
I think
I
they
don't
have
think they're
to.
gonna use him though. Maybe they should,
Yeah,
maybe they shouldn't, but they're not going to. That's
I
the
think
bottom
they
line.
need like another wide receiver because like the Super Bowl year, they did have Rookie Eagles him. He was doing very well, but they also had Emmanuel Sanders, and that was like one of his best years, I think.
They got carried by their defense the year they won in a Super Bowl run.
That is true. Like they beat the Ravens and yes, I don't remember.
Did they what?
Did they beat the Ravens in like what was it 2020? Was it 29? I don't remember. The year they won the Super Bowl.
I don't remember. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. It's disappointing to see just the Super Bowl hangover continuing this year too.
You think they fire Shanahan?
Um, I don't think he do, man. He's not like selling. It's just that his team isn't what it used to be.
His
I
team is
mean, I feel
still.
like they need to get a new running back. No, I mean, no. The running game
I'm
is
telling you,
still
the year they went on
top.
a Super Bowl run, they literally got carried by their defense. Their defense is
So
the only
what
reason
do
they
they
got as
need
far as
though?
they
Like
did.
corners, corner probably.
The only reason they got as far as they did was because of their defense.
I think that and they need
Their offense
Nick
consisted of Jimmy
Bosa. Is
G
he not
handing the
playing?
ball off to Damian Harris.
Nick Bosa, no
Not
sacks in
Damian
this
Harris.
game.
Who was their running back? I forgot.
Raheem Mostert.
Yeah, Raheem Mostert. That was their entire offense. Jimmy G handing it off to Raheem Mostert. And their defense absolutely dominating. That was their
Now
entire
Nick
team.
Bosa is not playing well. You got D Ford not playing well. Josh Norman was their leading tackler, bro.
That's sad. I don't know. I think they get rid of Shanahan maybe if he can't.
Maybe. I feel like they wouldn't do that though, just because
He needs to turn it around though. That's my opinion. He has to turn it around.
what do you think their ceiling is for the season?
Huh?
Like 9? You think they have to get 9, not go 9-8 for him to keep his job?
I think they have to make the playoffs. Playoffs or bust. Like you have to make the playoffs. Last year
Yeah,
you get a bye because your defense. Or did they make it? They didn't make last year.
yeah, they got injured last year.
Yeah, last year was injuries, but this year you have no excuse. You have your team healthy.
Hmm.
Like, yeah,
Maybe
you have your
because
team
like Robert
healthy.
Saleh is gone. I don't know. Because Nick Bosa is not doing anything. They have no.
Maybe their team. Maybe it was just a peak year by everybody on their team because Nick Bosa
Yeah.
playing
And
amazing.
they, what was it? They
Defensive
had
player of the
DeForest
year.
Buckner. I think DeForest Buckner
Yeah,
was a
their
pretty good
entire
block.
team was just good, and they kind of declined.
They still have good
Let's
like Fred Warner.
let's talk about the next game. We got the Saints at the Seahawks. I'll let you cover this one, Ben.
Did you say the Saints versus the Seahawks, man?
Yeah.
Okay, this really. I mean, the Seahawks. They literally should have won this game, man. Even though they're like their offensive play calling was the most outlandish stuff I've ever seen. It's like running it like 3 times in a row on like 2 drives just to go 3-0. And then, like the only offense we had was like the DK Metcalf touchdown. The other points, it was a good touchdown and all, but like it was kind of a fluke if you think about it. And like the other points, they just came from turnovers. Just a field goal from a turnover, and like Jason Myers, he missed 2 field goals too. So, and that dumb roughing the passer play that I think it was, I don't know who it was, but and the guy Al Wood, he jumped offside on that field goal attempt, and then he just ran out the clock. I mean, it was just disappointing, man. I don't know what to say. I like how Seattle's like utilizing the run game more often, but you have to trust Dino to make some plays. Like you can just try to run the ball every time.
Without Russ,
I
this team
like
is
how they stopped
absolutely
Command.
terrible, bro.
There
No
was rough
Russ.
to stop on the ground, but the passing defense is horrible.
Without Russ, this team is absolutely terrible.
I
Would
think
you agree?
our offensive coordinator Shane Waters, he doesn't trust Gino. He has to trust him for a bit.
I don't trust Gino.
I trust Gino, man. He made a good throw to DK. You gotta keep his confidence going by throwing to Tyler Lockett. Tyler Lockett has not been getting any volume.
I don't know.
I think the Seahawks really do think it's time to move on, man. I know they've been to the playoffs like pretty much every year, but what we want is rings, man. Not just the playoffs. And all those years are just, we basically just made the playoffs by winning super close games. That's pretty much what we've been known for. I think it's just time to move on for Pete Carroll, man.
Okay. That concludes week 7. So let's talk about week 8. We have predictions. So Thursday night football, tomorrow's game. We got the Packers at the Cardinals. Who are you taking?
Again, this is definitely gonna be the best game of the week, I would say. Um, I'm gonna take the Packers just because I
Really?
want the Cardinals to lose. I mean, no Devontae, yes, but
For me, this is a no-brainer. It's the Cardinals. I mean, the Rodgers' entire receiving core is gone. Yes, he has Aaron Jones, but I mean, Aaron Jones isn't going to do much. Um, it's really up to the Packers defense to stop that Cardinals offense, and I don't think they're going to be able to do that.
I
And
think they can just create turnovers, man. He's gonna get turnovers. And Conor Murray,
it's
he has
easier
been
said
known to
than
turn over the
done.
ball, man.
Easier said than done.
It is, but it's possible.
Possible, but it's easier said
Anything's
than done.
possible.
Anyways, next Panthers at the Falcons.
Um, I can't really trust Sam Darnold, man. I'm gonna go with the Falcons.
I'm also going to say the Falcons. Arnold's been looking pretty bad the past couple of weeks. I mean, I don't think he's going to turn it around. And Kyle Pitts is coming out of shell, and they just had that really good game last week against the Dolphins. I think that they're going to beat out the Panthers in this one.
Is the next one Dolphins Bills?
What?
What's the next game?
Dolphins at the Bills. I'm going to take the Bills in this one. if you remember what happened last time, the Bills shut out the Dolphins and absolutely destroyed them. After Dolphins just came off of a pretty bad game, losing to the Atlanta Falcons. I don't think they're gonna win this one. I think they're gonna lose.
Yeah, definitely a no-brainer on this one, the Bills.
Next up, Niners at the Bears. Um, I'm gonna take the Niners in this one. Yes, they lost to the Colts last week, but I think they're gonna step it up against the Bears. Bears are not a very good team, in my opinion. This is an easier matchup for the Steelers. They've had a decently difficult schedule this far in the season, especially being in the NFC West. And I think they're gonna win out on this one.
I'm gonna go with the Bears in this one, man.
Okay.
I like Justin Fields to tear up this struggling 49ers offense. Or
Next
defense.
we got the Steelers at the Browns. Is Baker coming back for this one?
Let me see.
I don't know, but I know Nick Chubb's coming back, so that's the main reason I'm picking the Browns in this one. If Nick Chubb was out still, I might pick the Steelers, but with the addition of their running back one and their best offensive threat on that team, I think that it's a much needed boost to their offense, and they're gonna win this one against the Steelers.
I'm actually take the Steelers, man. I know they haven't been playing well this season, but I can always trust Najee to. They can always trust Najee to put the team on his back.
Maybe. Anyways, next we get the Eagles at the Lions. I'm taking the Lions in this one. I mean, I just have a feeling that we're finally gonna get our first win in this one. It's wishful thinking, yes, but I hopefully we win because I need it.
I'm sorry, man. This is gonna be like the one game I don't pick the Lions just
Really?
because Jalen Hurts, bro. He's just so good on the ground and passing, bro. He just wins like 20 points every game in fantasy.
Bro,
I'm sorry. The Eagles, bro. They have what they need to win the game finally. They're in the same position as the Lions, man. They gotta stop this drought. One team's gonna have to win. It's the Eagles.
oh yeah. Next we got the Titans at the Colts. I'm taking the Titans in this one. I mean, Derrick Henry, if he can continue the amazing season he's been having so far, I think he's gonna run all over that Colts defense first of all. Um, and I mean the Colts, yes, they came off of an impressive win against the Niners, but the Titans are a whole different team. They're pretty hot right now, and I think they're gonna end up winning out in this one.
I'm actually gonna take the Colts, man. Surprisingly. I don't know why they have the line in this one.
I don't know
They're
either.
-1.
Yeah,
But I just Michael Pittman, man. It just depends on the defense. Defense has to stop Derrick Henry
yeah, I agree with that.
and AJ Brown
Up to their defenses.
and just Jonathan Taylor and Carson Wentz have to play well too. I think that's definitely possible, as they've seen the. Have they played the Titans already this year?
Ooh,
The Colts.
I'm not sure. I'm gonna go with
Maybe like.
no.
Let me see.
I don't think they have. Anyway, I'm taking the Titans. Next, we got the Bengals at the Jets. No brainer. Taking the Bengals. What about you?
Yeah, the Bengals.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's kind of a no brainer in my opinion.
Shout out to Vamsi, man.
Yeah.
He's happy.
OG, day one. If you're watching this, respect. I doubted you, bro. I doubted you. I'm sorry. I apologize. You were right. They really turned it around in a short amount of time. A lot of respect to them. mean, yeah. Anyways, next we got the Rams at the Texans. Taking the Rams in this one. They're 14 and a half. Bro, what? Okay. Yeah, I mean the Texans are a bad team, but that's kind of disrespectful. But yeah, I mean this is a no-brainer. Imagine if the Texans somehow win this, bro.
Yeah, these games are like pretty one-sided, so
Yeah.
taking the Rams.
His next Patriots are the Chargers. I'm gonna take the Patriots in this one. Um, I mean they had a really impressive showing last week, and the Chargers coming off a bye week, yes, but week before they got shut down by the Ravens. I think they scored like 3 points.
Hmm.
Um, that kind of made me think that maybe they were just hot at the beginning of the season, kind of cooling down. I don't know. I'm gonna take the Patriots in this one.
I'm gonna take the Chargers, man. Um, I mean, they want to catch up to the Raiders in the division. Austin Eckler's been playing great. They just came off a bye with, and they got Justin Herbert, Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, Hunter, or Jared Cook. All those guys, just a great offense overall. So I think they got this one in the bag.
Anyways, next we got the Jaguars at the Seahawks. What do you think?
Man, week one, this would have been a no-brainer. But like, now you can't be so sure. I
Yeah.
mean, PS3 did allow only 13 points to the Saints. Saints, I would say they were pretty good offense, and I mean, it was pretty lucky to be honest. Like the receivers, they made some they dropped some throws that were like honestly pretty good from James. But dude, the I feel actually have a chance to lose, like a good chance of losing the Jaguars because James Robinson is actually good. But I mean, wait, we also, I mean, I'm gonna take the Seahawks, man, as always.
I'm gonna take the Jaguars in this. I mean, Seahawks, they don't have Russ, and without Russ, they are an XFL wannabe team. That's my opinion. Without
I
Russ,
don't
you're an
know.
XFL wannabe team. That's just my opinion, though.
We can win this one. We can win this one. It's the Jaguars.
You can win, but will you win? That's the question. Not can you, will you? That's the real question. Because everyone knows you can win the game. It's not can, it's if. Will you?
Can't
Will you?
believe we only have 2 wins right now.
Because you stink.
How we lose to the Titans, man? We should have won them.
Anyways, next game we got Washington at the Broncos.
I mean, I'm gonna take the Washington football team, man. Just like the Eagles, their NFC East counterparts. They haven't won in a while. I like what Ricky Seals-Jones has done. He's emerged as a good replacement for Logan Thomas while he's on IR. So I like Washington.
Anyways,
You didn't even say your opinion.
I agree with you. Football
Oh,
team. I mean, actually, yeah, this is tough. I think the football team will win. I mean, Broncos. I think it could go either way, but I think the Broncos, they're pretty evenly matched, but I think the football team's gonna pull out of this one. Anyways, next we got the Bucks and the Saints. I'm gonna take the Bucks in this one. I mean, they're on a hot streak, yeah. And the Saints are the Saints. Jameis, I don't know if you saw the video, but he was yelling at his receiver. I forgot who it was.
I saw that. Like, what was it?
Something,
What's his name? Like number 10. Forget his name. It's not Marquez. Like, but I'm gonna take the Buccaneers as well. Traquan Smith.
yeah, that was him. He was yelling at Jameis was yelling at him.
Because he was dropping so many
Yeah,
balls.
I don't really think that he doesn't. I mean, yeah, the Saints' offense is not very good. Alvin Kamara is their best player. He's kind of carrying that team. And last game last week, he was the leading rusher and the leading receiver.
Yeah, they don't stand a chance unless like their pass rush can get there consistently.
Yeah. Anyways, next we've got Cowboys at the Vikings. I'm thinking Cowboys in this one. Cowboys have been hot. Actually, I'm gonna take the Vikings in this one. Actually, Kirk has been playing really well in my opinion as of late. Kind of an underrated team to be honest. They've had a lot of close games, yeah, but I think they're a really underrated team. Kirk has been playing really good as of late, and I think if their defense is able to step up and stop that Cowboys offense, they're gonna be able to pull this one out.
I'm gonna take the Cowboys in this one. I mean, they really got them boys, bro. They've beaten some good teams this year. Only lost to the Buccaneers. Coming off the bye, and the Vikings. Yeah, the Vikings are coming off a bye too. But um, in Zeke we trust, bro. Zeke.
Next we got the Giants at the Chiefs. Um, I okay, you go first. Who are you taking?
I'm going to take the Giants.
You're gonna take the Giants,
I'm going to take the Giants.
really?
I like that. I like Kadarius Toney in this one. Kadarius Toney must start for me.
I'm taking the Chiefs in this one. I mean, yeah, they've been playing pretty bad, but I don't think they're gonna lose to the Giants. If they lose to the Giants, then they're not making playoffs, bro. Like what?
They're about to be the laughing
Well, I mean,
stock in
actually,
the
it
NFL.
depends. If Patrick Mahomes starts, I don't know if he's starting yet. No, they said he didn't have a concussion or anything, but if he's not
Yeah,
starting,
he's
then
probably starting.
the Giants have a maybe possible chance of winning. But if Patrick Mahomes is starting, no chance in hell. But yeah, so you're taking the Giants.
Mhm.
Okay. Anything else to add before we end the thing?
Um, Let me see what my must starts. Who are my must starts for this week, bro? You said the Washington football team is playing the.
I mean, if you need a wide receiver, you really need a wide receiver. Pick up Randall Cobb if you have him on waivers.
No.
Roger, that's his only receiver for Rodgers. I don't know.
I think a must start is
Oh,
uh
if the Bills defense is for some reason on waivers, pick them up. Um, Bengals defense, Rams defense.
start Kenneth Gainwell in the Lions, man. Kenneth Gainwell.
Pick up
Start
Jared
James
Goff, bro. Pick
Robinson.
up Jared Goff. Jared Goff's gonna
Sit,
put
dude,
up 50
sit
points this
Tyler
week.
Lockett, bro. No.
Jared Goff's gonna put up.
Sit Sam Darnold, no, please.
Hell,
Sam Darnold will sit.
I dropped that dude off my team. That says I'm dropping a hot. Anyways, this has been uh recap of week seven football fever. Next week we will be going over week 8 as well as giving predictions for week 9. Next week we will be giving a mid-season check-in for rookie of the year, MVP, whatever. But until then, this has been Arav,
And Benjamin.
and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Hasta luego.
Peace.